A year ago, the internet was obsessed with this viral chopped Italian sandwich. It's supposed to be easy and delicious, though I think we're all scammed into eating a salad with cold cuts. But what if I'm wrong? What if it's not a salad, it deserves to be a sandwich, and it actually tastes good? Well, let's find out. By the end of this video, you'll learn how to make an Italian chopped sandwich, as well as how to make a quick and easy Italian dressing. And together, we'll find out if this salad sandwich abomination actually tastes good. If you're curious who I am, I'm just a fellow home cook like you, and I like to try out new recipes. So follow along and let's get to cooking. Okay, so for our bread, we have a nice big piece of French baguette. And to prep it, I'm gonna cut off both the ends of our bread. Okay, stop. I'm already making a mistake here. This is Editor Xander. Do not cut the tips off the bread because it will greatly reduce the structural integrity of your sandwich later. That was basically my one and only mess up, so bear with me. From here, I'm gonna split our bread down the middle, and just a note, it's easier to be using a serrated knife when cutting bread versus using a chef's knife. Once our bread is split down the middle and nice and open, I'm gonna do something that's a little bit controversial, and I'm gonna remove some of the filling in our bread. The reason I'm doing this is so we can put more of our filling inside our sandwich later, and removing some of the bread inside helps us do that. But don't throw it away because it makes a great snack. Okay, so in order to get this salad sandwich up and running, we first need to grab 4 pieces of romaine lettuce. Now, I did wash my romaine lettuce as well, just because I've been told you're supposed to do that. And I gave it a very rough chopping initially with my knife, just to break it down a little bit. From there, I grabbed a ripe tomato, and I just gave it a couple slices before throwing it on top of our romaine lettuce. Next, I grabbed a little bit of leftover red onion and used about a quarter of it, just giving a few slices and throwing it on top. This is very much a recipe that you measure with your heart. If you don't like a lot of tomatoes, don't put a lot of tomatoes. If you like a lot of red onions, throw a lot of red onions in there. Don't overcomplicate it. It's really very simple and easy to not screw up. Next, we're gonna throw down a few slices of some ham, followed by a few slices of salami and a few slices of pepperoni. Next, we'll throw down a few slices of provolone cheese, followed by Gherkin Pickles, which I don't believe is traditional at all, but they're delicious and I like them. And we'll throw down some banana peppers as well. Now from here, you're gonna do a lot of chopping. You're just gonna go at it with your knife until you get it to a consistency that you like. Now, when you're chopping with your knife, make sure to use the heel of your knife to chop down into everything, and make sure to be taking your time with it as well. This recipe will definitely improve your knife skills in the end, but you still want to be careful when you're using your knife here. Take your time with it, really make sure you're pressing it down with the heel of your knife, and make sure you have really good control throughout the whole process. From here, you'll next squeeze in about 1 to 1.5 tablespoons of mayo and 2 to 2.5 tablespoons of an Italian dressing. You can use store-bought Italian dressing, but if you want to make it your own, let me show you how to do it. You'll first need 1 medium shallot. I'm gonna cut off the tip and the root, splitting it in half and peeling off the outside layer. I'm then gonna give it a very rough chop. From there, we're gonna grab a high-sided container and toss in all of our roughly chopped shallots, followed by 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar, 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar, 1.5 tablespoons of a whole grain mustard. And in case you're confused, this is a whole grain mustard and this is a regular mustard. They will both work in this recipe fine though, in case you don't wanna buy the other one. We'll next toss in 1 teaspoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon of basil, and 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, followed by 1 tablespoon of sugar, a pinch of salt, and a few cranks of black pepper. From there, we're gonna grab our handy dandy, why is this clicking together? Boom! That is an immersion blender, which is essentially a hand blender. It's got a really tiny looking scary blade that spins really fast, just like a blender would. Now we're gonna stick our immersion blender in our high-sided container and then give everything a thorough blending. You really wanna break down the shallots into a nice minced paste. And then from here, we're gonna grab 1 cup of olive oil. Now while blending with our immersion blender, we're gonna slowly drizzle our olive oil, letting it emulsify emulsify and blend up. The reason we're doing it like this is so we don't get a broken down sauce that's not really mixed together. This is fully emulsified because of it. Now, if you don't have an immersion blender, you can easily use a food processor or a regular blender. I just like this because it's really easy and convenient. Once everything's blended, you should have an amazing, fully emulsified Italian dressing that tastes delicious, by the way. It's good. All right, now let's get back to our sandwich. So we drizzled in a little bit of mayo and our homemade Italian dressing. With our knife, we're gonna fold and flip all of our chopped ingredients together with those 2 wet ingredients until it's nicely evenly spread out amongst everything. From here, I'm gonna grab our bread that we already prepped and split in half, and then I'm gonna scoop all of our fillings inside of it. All you gotta do now is put it on a plate and you're done. You have a beautifully hearty, filling sandwich that you chopped yourself that has homemade Italian dressing that you also made yourself. There's only one thing left to do now, and that is see how good it tastes. Okay, so it's been a couple days and I actually remade the sandwich because the B-roll the first time around was absolutely atrocious. Needless to say, do not cut off the ends because then it just falls everywhere. Okay, so it actually does taste really good, but if I'm being honest with you, if I had a choice between mincing all this with a knife versus just putting the ingredients in the sandwich and biting into the ingredients themselves, I prefer to bite into the ingredients. Mincing with a knife is fun and cool, but it kind of feels like you're biting into like a half-chewed sandwich already, like it's pre-chewed, pre-minced. That being said though, it's still a great sandwich and it's a great little exercise if you wanna learn and improve your knife skills. And if you're just curious like I was, give it a try.